make it more industry focused. I'm part of Senquire. We do AI products for various industry, various manufacturing industry on quality inspection. Currently, people do quality samples. If you go to any industry, they take a sample and do quality. With AI, you can do 100% quality inspection. So people today talked about India has to be a really good quality manufacturing company. So this really enables that. But I'm not going to talk about my company, etc. here, but I'm going to talk about how is the industry moving, what is the industry's expectation out of AI, and how do we make sure we adopt AI, in various industry. Then how is it going to impact in the next few years? And then what is that CMAs have to do in order to get, the best benefit of AI, and how is the landscape changing? That's what I'm going to talk, and then hand it over to my friend who is going to talk more about data analytics, etc. So with that, let me start about the impact on AI on the industry per se. Okay, if I move to the next slide. If I quickly do a quick summary of what AI is all about. AI started, if you really look at how the landscape of the industry moved, was automation. Somebody talked about, hey, look, we had all machines, we automated it, analog became digital, and so what happened? Then you have the digitization. A lot of things got digitized, right? Like even our land records have digitized now. A lot of things have started to getting digitized. Even your phone itself is a digital thing, so you know where things are going, etc. And then you have the internet and mobility. That became very thing. And all these things started producing data. Data started creating when all of these things started happening. And what is AI? AI, or you can call it as AI or Gen AI, is how do we use this data in order to make different AI models or different decision-making tool which can enable the industry to do more better. So it's all about using the data and using those data to be very, very useful in making models. So you have an AI model for each specific industry we develop, and those models will run, and then that's where your efficiency, your productivity will start to come in. So that's all is, using how data and being predictive about it. That's the evolution of AI. If I just look at the industry, right? I'm just taking Vision AI. Vision AI is one part of AI. Then you have Search AI. All your chat GPT is called Search AI. Vision AI is looking at cameras, looking at your CCTV camera here and making CCTV camera intelligent, or doing quality inspection using cameras. That market itself in 2023 was 17 billion, will grow to about 47 billion. This is 2023 data. So it's a growth of about 21.5% CAGR. So this is one of the fastest growing applications, and again this includes both hardware, software as well. So it's growing phenomenal growth. So if you look at globally why people are talking so much about AI, why industry is, because the industry growth is going to be significant moving forward. And if I break down that industry and say where are the industries growing, right? Consumer electronics. Now, your computer will be AI-enabled computer. Your mobile phones will be AI-enabled mobile phones. So you do something, you will get to know the intelligence whether you are doing it right or wrong. So consumer electronics will be the first, biggest growth engine, moving from 8.7 billion to about $21.8 billion. That's the growth of consumer electronics. Similarly, somebody said here healthcare. Healthcare is another industry, healthcare and pharma. Really, really good prospects on AI applications. We see that in the industry growing from 1.1 to about 3.5 billion. Again, these are all used data done by research analysts and published data. And similarly, if you look at manufacturing, transport and logistics, autonomous vehicles, logistics, somebody said a truck company is going to be a logistics company. That's where the industries are moving towards, and so on and so forth. So I won't get into it, but really across industry there are AI tools that are being adopted. And what type of tools, I'll come to that in a minute, but there are a lot of AI models that are being generated, and those models help increase, drive complete productivity, efficiency. And how do we do the model? There are data scientists in our company who do AI models, who develop AI models. They develop it for specific industry applications. And those applications can be quality inspection, security and surveillance inspection, pharma industry applications, or healthcare applications, etc. So those are cases that we use, and there are different use cases that I can talk about, but those are helping industries drive productivity. The market size is again, this is only vision. It can be even higher if I add the BOT or the search engine. Market in the hardware space is very, very, like, NVIDIA runs the market for AI because they have the GPUs that can take the data and put the data in a very, very fraction of a second. The speed in which the GPUs run are very, very fast through NVIDIA. So NVIDIA is the leader on the hardware side. But on the software, there are various companies. Some of the companies are big companies, but there are a lot of homegrown companies, including some of the companies that I am working today. Is a homegrown company where we develop some applications as well. So it's a very fragmented on a software side. And especially technology is moving in a very rapid. Somebody told today, hey, look, like models like Google, Meta are investing tons of money in developing models that can run applications. And DeepSeek version 3 is the latest that you may have heard, but those are models that are coming in various industry applications. Moving, how does this impact, right? Look, at the end of the day, there are models that are coming. Why do industry has to adopt? On the left-hand side, those are really the pros, and on the right are some of the cons that we have. Efficiency and productivity. Today, if you have a company of a size 200 million, 300 million, you have already grown, you're growing. But how do we build efficiency? So AI is really the tool that, the CIOs, the CEOs are looking at today to build efficiency and productivity. Very, very important. You don't need so many people, or you don't need the processes to improve, or you need the brand to be improved. Then different AI applications will come into picture. Now the second thing is, a lot of empirical data is to happen. Now decisions could be made based on data. You will get the data and you can analyze the data. You will have a decision made based on data analytics. So things of going wrong are, relatively low. Okay, focus on core areas. Again, somebody made a point, whether AI can be applied everywhere, may not be, right? You may have to look at, where you need the maximum productivity, maximum efficiency, maximum areas where things are going wrong. So you'll have to analyze and make sure that, your core activities are there, but you need to make sure where the AIs are being used. AI also helps in prevention versus after the fact. Like in healthcare, somebody said, there are a lot of AI tools are being used to look at preventive medications, preventive ways of, hey, look, if something happens after 10 years, what can I do to, based on data, you'll know, hey, look, if these are the patterns, these are the models, this is what is going to happen. You can know that now rather than after 10 years, right? So there are a lot of predictive models that they are coming up where you will be able to know things now rather than after the facts. So AI is also being used for predictive analytics or predictive data, predictive maintenance. Somebody asked infrastructure. Yes, infrastructure industry will use for AI models to make sure that, things don't fall off after the event. You can be predictive when to do maintenance, etc. However, AI is not simple. It requires a lot of change management. I can give you one example. We went to, I won't name the company, we went to a consumer product which does biscuits. Okay, and we did an AI model for their quality systems. Okay, they used to do, because there are tons of biscuits, so they could not inspect everything. When we started doing it, they had about 30% defects. Okay, the quality department said, hey, look, don't produce this data because my job is going to be at stake if the management knows. So, people will not accept the change immediately. You'll have to, keep using it, making sure you work along with them in order to implement this. So, it's like any other ERP where we started, it was very, very difficult to convince, but once people started seeing the benefit of it, then, the adoption will start. So immediately change management is going to be very important. We need the top management to say, yes, we need this. Otherwise, at the bottom, if you have to work with the manufacturing team, quality inspection team, it's going to be very difficult. The ROI, AI today is very expensive. It's not simple. You have to buy a really, really big hardware. Investments are upfront. Hardware cost is there, software is there, the models have to be developed. So you need time, you need investment, you need to make sure where you are implementing will get you the best of your ROIs, the best of your return. So it's not that everywhere across the industry you can implement AI. You need to be very, very careful there. Data security, ethical and legal safeguards, very, very important. Today, we'll have to sign a lot of NDAs if we have to get manufacturing data. Sometimes the data is stored in-house, sometimes it is on the cloud. Are you willing to give your data to that level of extent? Because to build a model, you need historical data. You need where the defects are going to come from. So are you willing to share all this data? Or are you going to develop this in-house and build on it? So data privacy issues, data security issue. Second, ethical and legal safeguard also is important. You can use this data for some purposes that may not be legally or ethically. So as a company, you'll have to make sure that AI is properly being used in ethical and legal way. You can misuse data. You have seen that happening in many, many places now. You can put, you can have fake data or fake things that come up on using AI. Legally and, safeguards have to be taken care. And then high quality data for developing models, right? AI is also a model. You have to keep evolving a model. And I'll give you an example. A T20 match started, so, a consumer product wanted to advertise with the new labels, etc. The model was developed using a old label. So the model, the new model, when it started, the inspection started rejecting everything. So you'll have to keep training the AI models. It's not going to be, hey, look, one time I have done it. As the business starts evolving, as the business starts changing, as the marketing campaign starts changing, AI models have to also start evolving and changing. So it's a continuous effort that will be there in the industry. AI cannot be just a one-time activity, you leave it and then, things will be taken care of. No, there are efficiencies that will change as the business starts changing. Your models have to keep evolving as well. So, so it is not that something that AI is also like any other software. It has to be implemented, maintained, used, and then, the roles of people will change to make sure that it is running properly. The results are coming as per what the required, things are there in the industry, and that has to be really, really closely monitored. My last slide, and I will, how does this impact our CMA as a profession, right? Look, we have to implement this, so AI is bound to come, it is going to come, and there is no way that you can stop it from coming. Industry will adopt it, efficiency will start to come in. So if you really look, one thing is the traditional activity or the rule-based routine activities will get replaced with AI agents. There are a lot of bots being developed. Even within our company, there are bots that we develop for doing certain routine activities. So you don't need people doing that routine activities anymore. So that is going to happen, it's going to come, and there will be AI agents whom you have to work with as a profession. So you may, when you come to an office, you will have an AI agent, you will have a human being. How do you make sure you interact with this AI agent? So that is going to happen. Focus on more value-added activities, decision-making, scenario-building models with businesses. So understanding, somebody said today, understanding the business, understanding, so CMA cannot be, hey, look, I'm a finance function, I'll be only in finance. You will have to understand the business. You will have to develop different scenarios. You will have to use data. You have to be like a decision-making guy. You cannot be saying that, hey, look, I'm just a cost accountant, I'll just do costing. No, the routine things will happen, the P&L will come, the balance sheets will come. How do you use that to make analytics and making decisions? Business understanding, I've told you, is really, really going to be important. What is our business? What's our value add? How AI can help me? How a finance profession can help me? AI model outcome and, okay, look, one of the key things that as a finance, we understand the business, we know end to end. How does AI model run and how is its efficiency, etc. is the new technique that you will have to learn, understand. Otherwise, it's going to be difficult to know, hey, look, investing millions of dollars on AI, whether it's giving you the right thing or not. The last thing is compliance, right? Legal safeguard, I've spoken. Regulation. Today, AI is not regulated. We don't have any laws to say, hey, look, I will only use AI for this purpose. No, you can use for any purpose today. There are still rules that are being formed or framed. We need to make sure as professionals, we are ethical standards are maintained. We use AI for the best regulated purposes. Otherwise, things can go wrong very much. Technology is becoming human, right? So you'll have AI agents, like human agents. Somebody said you'll have the front office. When you enter an office, you don't see your secretary, you can see an AI agent going forward. Adopting and understanding the big picture to drive business outcomes. Business is constantly changing. It's getting evolved. A truck company becoming a logistic company, somebody said, is an evolution that happens. Similarly, a pharma company can become a medical diagnostic company, right? Or a hospital-based company. So things are evolving very, very fast. How do we make sure that we as professionals adopt to those changes? Last, as CMA, for all the people who are representing the council here, I think one of our professional development should be a AI. Somebody said today morning, AI board has been formed. Data science is going to be very, very important. How do we use large volume data for analysis? Understanding industry vertical is very, very important. So as we develop courses and models, we'll have to see, because tomorrow AI cannot be used as a standard across every industry. A healthcare, a pharma versus a fintech versus a retail industry is very, very different. So how do we as professionals adopt to industry vertical? And that needs to be a part of our curriculum going forward as well, so that we all get enhanced as we make these shifts in our industry starts to change. As professionals, we will have to also change. With that, I will hand it over to my friend, Anand, and then, he can take and we can have Q&A after that. I'll be available after that, even during lunchtime. If you have any questions, please feel free to talk to me. Thank you.